EA Sports. And coming up, we'll see DK Metcalf. He had a standout game 1 week ago with 3 touchdown catches. It's the Seahawks and the Steelers next on Madden NFL 23.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the world's steel capital in the city of bridges, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Acrisure Stadium. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Seattle Seahawks and the Pittsburgh Steelers. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. The losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Seahawks, it's been a great start to the season. Back-to-back wins to begin the campaign.
Yeah, you don't want to get too excited. There's still a lot of season to go, but they've come out playing good fundamental football, and that might carry them a long way.
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their rookie quarterback.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
They'll start the drive with Harris. Oh, good move. They find some open field here. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. A big play to start them out. Has them at the 45 already. Smith. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Their first possession of the game, and they're already going after double coverage.
That's a nice completion that could set the tone for things to come if they're able to keep finding ways to beat what the defense is throwing at them. They look like they're confident that they can get it done.
He's got it complete to Aguilar. And that's a touchdown, but hold on, there is a flag down on the field. We'll have to see what this is about. So retract the yardage and retract the touchdown.
And retract the chunk play. Big strike there to get the touchdown. Now they've got to take it back and see if they've got another one still in their arsenal.
Smith's throw complete to Freiermuth. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. The numbers for him from a week ago. 6 catches, 84 yards.
And they think they have a matchup advantage in this one. They're going to try and find some space for him to work and make sure he touches the football.
Looking to throw again on second down. Smith. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. The first down line at the 34 here on third down. Smith throwing again. And that is incomplete. Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is taking it right down Broadway. Well, they're sending out an early memo that points are not going to be easy to come by in this one. A block here in the opening quarter, and what a block it was.
I love how you talked about sending out a memo. I know one special teams coach who leaves a note in the lockers of guys he wants on his special teams. A direct invitation to them. He wants them to have the pride in what they're doing. This group showed it right there. A big effect on this game.
We take a look at his numbers on the ground last week. He was creeping up toward 200 yards. Thought he was going to get there. Didn't quite make it, but also 2 rushing touchdowns.
And even if he only got about half those numbers this week, his team would take it in a heartbeat, wouldn't they? Because last week, he was spectacular.
7 yards there and a first down. The Seahawks at 2-0 here to begin the season. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and that'll make it second down. Looking to throw. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down. They'll look to throw again. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And I don't think he got there. No. He's short by maybe a foot. Maybe. Call it 4th and inches. On comes the Seahawk kicker here on 4th down. It's Jason Myers. A 33-yarder from the left hash. Myers' kick is good. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it. Najee Harris and the Steeler offense set to go to work once again. And no doubt he's come out of the gate strong. Only in week 3, and you see the numbers thus far.
And we always talk about identity, setting a tone, you know, getting the groundwork laid for the season or for a game. And that's what they've done with the running game so far. It reminds me of when I first went to the University of Tennessee. And believe it or not, I was a quarterback for a day and a half. And the first practice session, the first play we ran was 28 pitch, which is a toss sweep. And I remember the offense coordinator saying, that's our identity. That's our bread and butter. That's the basis of our offense. We got to get that down right here, right now. I think we're seeing some of that in this running game here.
So did you not get that down, and that's why you were moved to the defense, or what?
I don't know for that reason, but I do know I saw a couple of guys throw, and immediately they were saying, you know, you need to learn how to backpedal.
Hey, you turned into a heck of a DB, though, partner. Now a first down carry for Harris. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll try the air now with Smith. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. There he goes, right side. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. So an early 10-0 lead for him now as they kick it away. And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They'll look to get something started. They need to. Down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. Back to throw, Smith. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. They'll try the right side with Harris. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. That's going to be caught along the sideline, and what a job of keeping his feet in bounds. They say that's a catch. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Carroll, none too pleased with that last call. He's going to throw out the challenge flag. And we'll get a moment here as they look this one over. So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have one challenge remaining. Harris running straight ahead. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. Well, this defense for the Seahawks very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope they'll recover.
They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
And the Seahawks had a couple of extra DBs going with the dime look here.
Indeed, 6 on the field. To throw is Smith. And he fires one that's intercepted. Tariq Woolen picks it, and they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. A beautiful fake. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A big pickup of 38. Well, we've said it many times, Charles, when you have weapons like this at the wide receiver position, just get him the football any way that you can, and here it's in the run game. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Oh, I was just about to say he hadn't missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 16-0. That's the score after one on EA Sports. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. On the give, this is Harris. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now Smith. His throw incomplete.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that's caught inside the 30. And he's going to get this down near the 25. And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished. Looking for Lockett, and he's got him working his way free across the middle. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It'll be a gain of 16 for number 16. They'll look to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. Touchdown. DK Metcalf. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Seahawks continue to pull away here in this first half. Myers connects on the PAT. And that pushes the lead up to 23. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores. And I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
With his size, it often takes more than one guy to get him down, but if you can at least slow him up and the reinforcements arrive, you have a chance to get him on the ground, and that they did, that time for a loss.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 11. Here's Smith. Out route, and he connects with Freiermuth. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. They hand this off to Harris. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Yes, indeed. That play there, that reminds me of some of the guys that I played with that have that suddenness, able to get into the backfield almost about the time the ball snapped and make a play. How about that tackle for a loss?
Absolutely. He did a lot of that last week when he was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. One of the guys on the team was saying, yeah, we called him the disruptor. And that's carrying forward again.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a 1st down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he's got it to about the 40.
If you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
From the 40 now on 2nd down, Smith.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Smith now to throw. And that is incomplete. So a couple of 1st downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
So a good kick that time, and that might help to get the negative thoughts out of the mind for that earlier block.
Especially since this was not a chippy, so he had to get that one out kind of low. But his line does a nice job of protecting, and he's able to convert for 3.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Get a look at DK Metcalf as this offense returns to the field, making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defense, is getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he is going to lose yardage here. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss there. Now 3rd and 14.
They'll need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down about a yard shy of the first at the 29. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. That's a 49-yard punt, 8 though on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
But this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting it once, you get first-half scores just like this one.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now it's Smith. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A good pickup there at 22. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Smith. Again, it's Johnson. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. 2nd down and 3. Again, Smith. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Throwing is Smith. And the catch made by Johnson. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 17-yard line. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Smith. And the ball is knocked out. And the Seahawks have picked it up. There he goes left side. 30. 10. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. The extra point now coming from Myers. And that stretches the lead to 27. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it. The Steelers taking over now late in this first half. Things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half. Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. Now Smith. Looking deep downfield. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Smith. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But it looked like the Steelers were able to recover, and they will indeed hold on to the ball. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
And he's got room. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Najee Harris in the final seconds of the first half. And the Steelers are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again, and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead now down to 20. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Fielded just outside the goal line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Half. And we will skip the highlight show this week, get right back to this Week 3 matchup. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He'll find Metcalf. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 5 catches for him in that first half, and that's number 6 that we just saw, and also a first down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And some room to work. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 15 more yards there, and quickly another first down. And they'll keep leading on the running game. Back to the ground. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. He'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He hits his target, Lockett. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 28. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. So 1st and 10. And if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. From the 4, this is second down and 1. Back to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Touchdown, Seahawks. From 4 yards out. And the Seahawks take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Smith. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Here's Smith. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down. A shotgun snap for Smith. He gets it complete to Harris. 2 yards on the pickup there, and that will bring up second down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Second down, this is Harris.
And not much room to speak of. He'll get about 3 up to the 41.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Able to find his man, it's Pickens. And he goes out of bounds, it looks like right at the 50. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the third down play. From the 50, it's Smith. Throw left side complete. That's Johnson.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Going to run the toss here to Harris. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. Back to throw, Smith.
That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
Smith on first down. Dancing to his left.
And he almost had his second pick of the game. Probably should have. And he's frustrated as it falls incomplete.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the 3rd quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
To throw again on 2nd down. Smith.
A throw left side, caught by the tight end, Freiermuth. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him, because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minute.
Into a sea of defenders and intercepted.
Picked up by Jalen Ramsey.
And the Seahawks force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
They'll try and start this drive in the air.
Over the middle, that's caught by Claypool.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Second down at 5.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. 3 quarters have come and gone. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
On 2nd and 10, Smith setting up the screen, Harris. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. Now Smith. Pickens on the slant. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Throwing again is Smith. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side, and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Harris. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 38-yard line. On 1st and 10, Smith. He's got his tight end Fryermuth over the middle. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. Smith throwing again. It's caught by Aguilar. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Smith now to throw. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Jordan Brooks with it. And the Seahawks are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead. And that gets him a little room as he'll take this up over the 10-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. They'll rumble for about 6 up across the 20 to the 22. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now here's a handoff out of the gun. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. Uses the stiff arm. 58 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And the defense on him quickly there as they stop him at the 40 for a gain of just 2. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And the Steelers are going to take possession of the football. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And the Seahawks are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. Well, you just just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference. Meet it.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion.
So danger averted for the moment, but now here's a 3rd and long.
Back to throw here. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that is caught. One-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield.
And he made that look effortless, didn't he? I mean, he's had a great game throwing the football. This is going to add to his yardage total in a big way. It's one thing to be accurate on your short and intermediate throws, but when you're hitting the bombs like those, look out.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it. The Steelers ready to take over on offense. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
To throw again on 2nd down. Smith. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like they...
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey.
And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground.
74 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Seahawks, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll have another road date next week with the Los Angeles Rams. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in Cincinnati against the Bengals.